New ban lists, new wages, new tech cards, new budget decks to run in the competitive scene. Hello everybody, Artifact Molotov here, and I'm back with my top 5 budget decks for the new ban list. As you know, I've been super stoked about this new ban list. I've been super excited now that I know that Demise is back at 3. I wonder if Konami actually watches my videos, because I was doing a whole bunch of random videos about card demise being banned, and then they decided to leave it at 3. I was so happy about it, because now I know that, because literally the next list they said it's going to be anywhere from November forward. And by the time we reach October, Demise is not, True Draco Demise is not going to be relevant anymore, because Spiral's going to dominate that shit. Therefore, I'm pretty sure that Demise is going to be safe for the long run now. Because True Draco Demise was the last top tier deck left to abuse Demise. And now they're on the fringes of being relevant and becoming tier 3 garbage. Yeah. Demise, probably not going to get hit. Terraforming may still get hit though, because Spirals abuse that shit. But I really don't care too much about Terraforming. It's not really a card that I really care about necessarily. But anyways, enough discussion about Demise. I'm happy about it. Let's move on. Now for my number 5 spot, I have Time Lords here. Again, Demise decks. Weakness: Sapphire the Time Lord. Normal summon. Attack: not destroyed, no damage, spin back row, back into deck for game. And again, you can run Kaijus in Time Lords as well. Check out Gage X Scapegoat's channel if you want to see more about Time Lord Kaiju. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be throwing an updated list since Kaiju Slumber got put to 1 now. And again, as long as the Kaijus themselves don't get hit, we could just run the one. He can just run the 1 Slumber, 3 Jizuku, and 3 Gamasio in the main. Therefore, Time Lords would be something you try to pick up now, along with the Kaijus, because Time Lords are still dirt cheap. I'll be right back. I'm gonna upload the market for the Time Lords for you guys right now. Look at these prices, guys. I just pulled up like a random shopping page, and look at these prices. These are dirt cheap cards. No, not those trash cans. These are the only bad Time Lords in the game. The rest of them are decent to some capacity. And then you get to these 2, which are the best 2 in my personal opinion. Look at these cards. They're just dirt cheap, and you don't have to throw a lot of money on them. And more likely or not, you already have Kaijus in your collection somewhere. Just slap some Kaijus in the deck with some Time Lords, and I say you got a decent rogue budget option that you can take to absolutely slaughter Draco. Because the deck is literally Masterpiece deck now. If you clear that Masterpiece or you hit that Diagram in Heritage, you win. There's literally not a goddamn thing they can do about it anymore. And it's just insane on how far you can go with these things. And how literally Solemn Striking Zephion does nothing, because, it's just going to go back into your deck anyways, and it's just going to wall up your field, Masterpiece can't clear it. So, yeah, Time Lord's still looking pretty spicy in my personal opinion. So, yeah, that's my number 5. Yes, number 4 is indeed Pendulum Magicians. Pendulum Magicians indeed deserve the number 4 spot. Because Wavering Eye is going back to 3. If you don't care about the deck, and you're not noticing how powerful the deck is starting to get, then you're living under a rock, buddy. Because this deck is basically reaching Pepe level in consistency and pluses that you can get off of the deck. Now that we got Wavering Eyes back to from 0 to 3. The OCG had to go through the card going from 1 to 2, and it's still at 2 over there. They haven't even gotten it back to 3 yet. We just got it back to 3 within one single ban list. Again, let's look at the market prices. Again, let's just look at how cheap these things are. They go for very cheap. I mean, look at them. Time Star, 47 cents. Oh, just ignore the Magician stuff because that's garbage. I mean, look, Wisdom Eye. Look how cheap these cards go. They're just so dirt cheap. I mean, you don't have to throw a lot of money on the deck anymore for you to have decent success. I mean, these things just get you mad far in life these days. I mean, just look. Look, the numbers do not lie, my friends. The numbers do not lie. And the fact that Wavery Knights went back to 3 increased the consistency of the deck even more. The mirror match is going to be stupid. Oh my god. Pendulum Magicians versus Pendulum Magicians. Wavery Knights going back to 3 is going to make that mirror match so fucking dumb. Because now you get to blow up your opponent's pendulum scales as well. And when you do that, you're going to get all 4 effects of Wavery Knights. Oh my god. And no, you activate your Wavery Knights, and since Wavery Knights are quick play, they chain their Wavery Knights. Oh my god, that mirror match is going to be so dumb. But anyways, that, ladies and gentlemen, was number 4. On to number 3. Number 3. Counter Fairy. For the simple reason that Demise is still at 3. This deck's fate depended on card Demise because of the sheer necessity to get the traps. Ties of the Brethren is also a good option in this deck as well, being able to access Light Barrier statue and literally telling any non-light and literally telling every deck except Light decks and True Draco decks that they cannot play, period. And you being able to control the board with counter traps, and now that Honest is back at frickin' 3, I mean, this deck can just go so far in its plays. I mean, counter, and I mean, the only thing your opponent can respond to a counter trap with is with a counter trap. If they don't have that, they're not going very far. Again, Guardian Ariande is still an insanely ridiculous card. I mean, this card is just stupid. And the fact that you can tech in a Counter Fairy engine to Heralds as well, it just advances your game state so far. I know that a lot of you may think that I'm biased because I'm a huge fan of fairies. I mean, huge fan of fairies. This is top 5. There'd probably be more of a diversity of decks if I was doing top 10. But I'm too lazy to do top 10 at this moment, so yeah, I'll probably do top 10 like when this format ends and then we go into the spiral format. I'll be able to talk about what y'all can run then. But yeah, again, Counter Fairies just advance your game state so far. And now that Solemn Strike got reprinted, you can pick up strikes online for like $4 to $5 a piece now. You don't have to throw $60 on your playsets of Solemn Strikes anymore. Strike is a dirt cheap card now, and just advances your game state so friggin' far. It's not even funny. It actually is hilarious though how cheap Solemn Strike has gotten. And literally, the only expensive card in the deck is Demise. And once you secure yourself those 3 copies of card Demise, you're good. You're good to go. That's it. You're good. The rest of the deck is just going to fly in your freaking hands because it's so cheap. But again, you can also pilot it without Demise and make it more Ties of the Brethren eccentric focused if you can't afford Demise. And then you can just throw in a copy of One Day Apiece and Upstart Goblin. And there you can just throw 2 Desires in there for extra draw power and draw more counter traps and shit like that. But yeah, this is a decent rogue option. Try it out, guys. On to number 2. The Tower Knights is my number 2 rogue option. Because this deck is basically Counter Fairy, but better. A deck that can run anywhere from 9 to 12 counter traps in the main. Run Demise. Bounce the whole field back. Run artifacts in there. Run Anti-Spell Fragrance. Run all these random tech cards that you can just slap into the deck for no reason and have it still work. This deck is ridiculous. Oh my god, and it's so cheap. I'm not gonna showcase the market for this because I've showcased the market for this deck in the past on like my under. I did an entire video talking about in my underrated deck series about Satara Knights about why they're so freaking broken in these new days. And now that Zoo got hit, you don't have to worry about Whiptail banishing your Trevers anymore. That's it. That's done. GG. Fucking summon Trever, bounce the whole field back. And literally, and again, you have answers for Masterpiece in the form of Horns of Heaven and Solemn Warnings. You can answer him mad easy. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you run the Demise version, how do you answer Masterpiece? What the fuck? Horn of Heaven! GG! And if you're going second, Sign Kaiju's. GG. No re. That's it. Done. Get out of my face. Get the fuck out. You're done. Dead. Like, and again, stop diagramming Heritage, you win. You get Masterpiece off the field, you win. Because they have to invest a lot of resources into that one Masterpiece. Or two Masterpiece, or whatever. That they have to freaking put in order to get a good, strong monster out there. And Satara Knights just get you so freaking far. I mean, I've been playing Satara Knights. I played Satara Knights all summer long. And the deck doesn't really fail me in success. Especially when you're doing 3 copies of Card Demise in there. You can't afford Demise? Throw in some Honest in there. Along with Ties of the Brethren. Because Ties of the Brethren advances your game state, sets up your board, and Honest can bait out Masterpiece. And allows you to clear him off the field. Mad easy. Literally, a single Honest, no more Masterpiece for them. Until they can bring them back. And now that True King's Return got hit to 1, it's not going to be as easy for them to recover their cards as it was before. I mean, sure, they have Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix, but again, you have answers for that. Which is why this deck is so potent. And again, literally grinding out games with Trevor's effect to bring back Satellas from the graveyard can last several turns. Like, you can go to 10 turns maximum. Like, Trevor, make Trevor bounce the field back, reset your traps, pass. Like, you can grind, attack, pack for 21, pass. Like, you can last a lot of turns with that type of strategy. And now that Dragon got hit, you don't have to worry about your opponent being like, oh, pop better mans with freaking Dragon before you can do your free 2-card Trevor anymore. And I know I'm rambling on a lot about this, but I have to get this out there. Satara Knights are a good option, and a lot of y'all people should be playing this shit. But anyways, on to my number 1, and if you've been watching me for a long time, you should know what my number 1's going to be. Before we get into this one, honorable mentions will include Lightsworn, Cosmo, Monarchs, Barrier Statues, Dark Lords, and Mermails. Honorable-ish, because they're a little pricey on the fringes. Honorable mentions include Skull Servants, GKs, Infernoids. All of these decks are all honorable mentions. But number 1 is Herald of Perfection, guys. You go first with Herald, you win. That's it. There's nothing your opponent can fucking do about this card. You're smart, you're playing bribes, you're playing scoldings, you're playing wiretaps in the main if you want to as well. You can do all these things to increase your chances of your Herald not getting striked. And now that Kaiju Slumber got hit to 1, it's going to be lesser of a chance that your opponent's going to be opening the Kaiju on you every freaking time now. And even if they have the Kaiju, Herald plus Barrier Statue equals game against that. And True King's Return got hit to 1, making True Dracos even weaker in the Herald matchup, because now they can't freaking pop Herald with True King's Return from Graveyard anymore. And that's done. Their chances of getting this guy off the field are much lower now. And again, if they go first and they establish Masterpiece, you can put Herald on field. You can put and have Honest in your hand. Herald, attack with Honest. Game. Like, literally. Your game state just gets so advanced off of this one play. Putting Harold on field just wins games. You go first and you put this guy on field at the end with like 5 fairies in hand, you win. And with the counter fairy support we're getting in January or December or January, December 2017 or January 2018, makes this guy even stronger. And remember, counter fairy support, so we're going to be able to run counter traps with this guy now, making your game state and your boards even stronger. And just making this guy so freaking overpowered. Oh my god. Like, Team King of Games has proven so many people wrong now with shit talk Harold and like, oh, if you kaiju Harold, you win. Oh, if you strike Harold, you win. And it's like Team King of Games, aka 3 Stack, said, just because you kaiju my Harold doesn't mean we can't summon another one. And we can't. That's because you kaiju as Herald players doesn't mean that we can't summon another one. Like, we can still put another Herald out there, mad easy. Herald is one of the easiest boss monsters to summon out there. And I was originally gonna give this spot to Lightsworn, but I've been playing Herald for so long already. Like I say, a good 2 years I've been playing Herald in my life, and never have I seen such a point where Herald has become so strong. Because of all the different ways you can run this one damn card. There are so many different versions of this deck that you can play. And it's like 3 Stacks has said, it's not just negate. You have to know when to negate. You have to know when not to negate. You need to time this type of card perfectly at the right time. And it has lots of skill put into it. And if you can do all these things correctly, you're going to get rewarded with a basically invincible boss monster your opponent's not going to be able to clear half the fucking time. And again, if you go second, you have to stick chair combo to break your opponent's board before they even fucking do anything about your field. You have triple honest now. Like, you have 3 honest now you can run this damn freaking deck. You have ways to break your opponent's field. Like, shout outs to Yu-Gi-Oh! 2 because he proved how good Harold is. He was able to break a shooting Quasar plus double Cypher Dragon board with Harold of Perfection. Turbo. He let, back when, before Link format, Synchron's won first, they established this big fucking board. Make Harold negate, and then he just honest the rest of them. Like, it's that simple. And then he did the stick chair combo so he can clear them off the board. And then the last one he just did honest on. And then he went into freaking Constellar Diamond and he only needed 1 extra monster zone in order to do it all too. Which makes it even more hilarious, seeing that will work in Link format. And Harold just can go so freaking far, and this deck is just insane. And again, it's dirt cheap to play. I picked up the cards myself. And also, keep in mind that now that Zoo's out of the picture for good, basically, Dimensional Barrier is not worth running anymore. People are not running D-Barriers anymore. That's it. They're done with that. They're trying to prepare for Dracos now so they don't get clobbered by Dracos. Therefore, I think Harold can creep up and take a couple of wins. Take a couple of W's in this format now. I like it, Harold. I've been playing Harold for 2 years already. Like I said, since 2015 I started with him. Back when, like, Nikitama, Artama, and Advanced Ritual Art Play, and the old school versions of the deck. I've been playing Harold since then. I've seen him evolve over the years. And I've learned that this guy is literally immune to power creep. He doesn't get weaker. He only gets stronger. But anyways, guys, that was my top 5 budget list video for the upcoming formats. This list is probably gonna go to the top 10 version when Spirals become tier 0, because I have lots of things to talk about there, about how you can beat that deck down so easily. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed as usual. Shoutouts to Fluffle Stuffing Incorporated, shoutouts to Team King of Games, shoutouts to Asian Persuasion 2008 for winning with Cosmo. And yeah, these are all great YouTubers you can go to as well. They have great content, they have great discussions. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It shows me that you care. But anyways, peace.